that some pressure was put apparently about Ireland, and it was up to the Prime Minister.
The solution which the UK has put on the table so far lacks detail. It's not very clear how this would work. Some of the provisions which have been suggested on the UK side don't look very realistic. So the EU is now insisting that there has to be a backstop, which in essence means Northern Ireland would remain economically in the customs union and in the single market. We've had an agreement within 2 minutes because they already knew what was there. Time is very short. We have to get to the point where not only do we have an agreement, but that agreement then has to be ratified. That has to be ratified in all the EU countries, in the European Parliament, but also in the UK. So not much time remains. And I think one thing which is underestimated by many people is that there's an automaticity. By March next year, the UK is outside the European Union, whether we have an agreement or not. Well, the negotiation position will be discussed.
Yeah.
And, well, there's intense pressure on Theresa May, but I would argue that this is not because of something the European Union is doing. This situation is incredibly tense because Theresa May relies on the votes of the DUP in Northern Ireland. She has to placate the Brexiteers within her own party. And in the end, I think we don't see a real way out for the UK as a whole. The pressure is now rising that there should be a second referendum, that there should be the possibility of reversing this decision. So it is very uncomfortable for Theresa May.
But I don't have the exact vote, but there is
it is a draft, yes, but it is a draft which is backed by the 27, it's backed by the EU institutions, and the need to compromise is much more on the UK side than it is on the EU side. So overall, yes, there will be some marginal adjustments, but the big red lines will remain on the table, and really the question for the UK is whether you can domestically accept these or not. If you can, we can have a treaty, a withdrawal agreement, and start the talk on what comes afterwards. If the UK cannot accept these provisions, then we simply have no agreement.
Yeah. Okay. And if this is